What up, people? Everybody out there on YouTube, how you guys doing out there? This is Kentavious, or you could call me Kent. Wherever you like to call me, that's fine. This is gonna be a very, 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 very touchy topic that I am going to speak on. You know what I'm saying? You guys see the title, so you guys pretty much know what I'm going to talk about. All right. I want to talk about this. Well, it's not necessarily a question. I already know the answer to the question, but I want to give other people's opinions on it and everything. And that is, can porn be an addiction? Can pornography be an addiction? You know what I'm saying? And in my honest opinion, I really feel that it can be an addiction and all that stuff. Actually, lots of people, billions of people are addicted to pornography. They watch porn every single day. People worldwide, you know what I mean? Any race, any ethnicity, fat, skinny, you know what I mean? No matter who you are, what you look like, everybody watches porn. Nobody can deny that they watch porn. Everybody watches porn, every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? And my problem is that I really don't have a problem, is that, people who watch it every single day, it's okay to watch porn every single day, but don't be watching it 5-10 times a day. If you watch porn at least 5 to 10 times a day, then you might want to get some help. That's all I gotta say, man. It's not really good to, have, addictions and stuff like that. I know there are other addictions out there, people who drink, who drink alcohol, people who smoke cigarettes, I think, in my honest opinion, I think that cigarettes are the #1 addiction in this world, not just here in the United States of America, but, here in this world. People who smoke cigarettes, I have family members that smoke cigarettes and completely addicted to it, been smoking ever since he was a teenager. I have an uncle who smokes cigarettes. But other than that, I'm getting a little off topic. But porn, I really feel that pornography is probably the second worst addiction, in this world, man. I'll be honest, I'll admit it. You guys can make fun of me. I really don't care what y'all think anymore. You guys can make fun of me all you want. I look at porn. You know what I'm saying? I look at porn every day. But I don't be going overboard with it. You feel me? I don't be going overboard with with pornography. But anything to please me sexually or pleases anybody else sexually. If you want to watch porn, go right ahead. And as for me, I never usually admit this. I never admitted this to anybody, but I'm a fan of pornography deep down, man. To a degree, I'm a fan of pornography, and I don't know. What really turns me on to porn is that it's probably because I'm a guy, and I like women, I like females. Is lesbian porn, lesbian porn. That stuff turns me on, man. I don't know what it is. It just turns me on. I will admit that. You guys want to make fun of me, or you guys could. You guys do whatever you want. I really don't care what you think, all you trolls out there. But, I like lesbian porn. I like to watch two girls go at it, man. It just turns me on. But anyways, man, porn can be an addiction. And porn, speaking of porno, it can really go both ways. You know what I'm saying? It's healthy. And another way it could be unhealthy. If you watch it too much, you masturbate too much and you jack off too much, it can be a little unhealthy. But if you watch porn at least once a day or 3 times a week maybe, and ejaculate and masturbate and all that stuff, then it's pretty healthy. And people say it is healthy to ejaculate. It's real healthy. That's what I heard. It is healthy to ejaculate. But, don't deny it. Don't deny it. Everybody watches porn. Everybody masturbates. You know what I'm saying? Everybody does it. So if you want to come onto my video and say that you don't masturbate, you don't watch porn, you don't jack off, then you're not a human being and you're full of crap. You know what I mean? You're full of crap. You know, that's what I have to say about it, man. Everybody in their life has looked at porn at least sometime in their life. Everybody has looked at porn and watched porn. You know what I'm saying? And as for me, the very first time I looked at porn was, I believe, I was in the 8th grade, I think I was in the 8th grade or 7th grade. It was like back in 2007, 2006 maybe. Around those years, that's when I looked at my first pornography. I think it was back in the 8th grade, I think. I was in middle school at the time when I was looking at, when I saw my first porno. When I saw my first porno, I was like, dang, you know what I mean? I couldn't get enough of it, you know what I'm saying? But mostly girl porn, that just really turns me on, man. I don't know what it is. Something about lesbian scenes that turn me on. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is, but it just turns me on. And I will admit that I'm an honest guy. I'm open, I'm honest, and everything, man. But not a lot of people really talk about this because this is very, very, very touchy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people really keep this topic in the closet. You know what I'm saying? But as for me, I'll admit it. You know what I mean? I will make a video and I will talk about it. You know what I mean? I will talk about it. But yeah, porn can be an addiction, man. Porn can be an addiction. If you know what I mean, it just weighs. Just don't watch it too much. That's when you're really addicted to it. But I'm sure everybody is addicted to porn to a degree. Not as much as others. You know what I'm saying? But if you watch it too much, you know what I mean, for your own good, just lay off of it a little bit. I'm not telling people how to live. I'm not trying to tell people how to live their life and stuff like that. Live your life how you want to do it. You can watch all the porn you want. But just advice to you, just me giving advice to anybody out there who watches porn and they know they do it, who watches porn like 5 times a day. You masturbate so much, just try to, chill out with that. You know what I mean? Just try to chill out, They say that has a lot to do with, trying to, talk to women and stuff like that when guys jack off too much. That has a lot to do with, trying to talk to women and stuff like that. That's what people tell me, you know what I mean? It just messes you up mentally on trying to, mentally and sexually trying to, talk to women and stuff like that and pursue them. That's what I heard. But, yeah, porn can be an addiction. You know what I'm saying? I really feel it's one of the second worst addictions behind smoking cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? Even though I don't smoke cigarettes, I never will smoke cigarettes, never have smoked cigarettes in my life. But I do have a family member that smokes cigarettes, and I know people personally that smoke cigarettes, and they tell me it is so hard to break that habit. They say that is a bad, nasty habit of smoking cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? That is a real bad habit. But anyways, I think pretty much covered what I wanted to cover. I pretty much said what needs to be said. So I know this is a little touchy topic, but everybody's looked at porn. Don't deny it. Anybody who views this video, don't deny it. You looked at porn at least, I can't even count, but you have looked at porn sometime in your life, whether you was a teenager or or whatever. You know what I mean? Everybody has looked at porn in their life, man. Anything to please somebody sexually, you gotta look at porn. You know what I mean? Everybody looks at porn, everybody masturbates. You know what I'm saying? We're all human beings. That's natural. You know what I'm saying? That is natural to masturbate. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion on it. You don't have to agree with me on that. You know what I mean? But that's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to be policed sexually. They just do it themselves. You know what I'm saying? Of course, everybody thinks about sex, and everybody wants to be pleased sexually. You know what I mean? Nobody can't deny that. You know what I mean? That's normal. But we're all human beings. Come on now. We're all human beings, no matter what race or ethnicity you are. You know what I mean? We're all human beings. You know, we all want to be policed sexually, whether we do it ourselves or whether it's somebody else. You know what I mean? Of the opposite sex. But anyways, man. Yeah, man. This is a touchy topic for me to talk about, man. You know, yeah, porn can be an addiction. It can be an addiction. It really can. But there is ways to cope with it. You know what I mean? It's probably one of the worst addictions out there behind smoking cigarettes. But I'm going in circles now. But anyways, man, that's all I got to say. Once again, thank you all for watching. Feel free to like this video. Share, you know, comment, subscribe. You know, whatever you want to do. Just leave me some positive feedback. You know what I mean? If you guys want to troll and stuff like that, I'll just delete your comments and block you, man. Just leave me some positive feedback. You know, just tell me what you think, man. You know. But anyways, man, I'm gonna go ahead and close this video out. Thank you all for watching. This is Kent. Sign out. Peace. Or Kentavious, whether you like to call me. Peace.